multicam live streams. Have you guys done them before? I've done it once in Barbados for a World Surf League qualifying series stop. Besides that, which was in 2018, I don't have too much experience, but my buddy Dalton is in a unique situation where he is providing all of the video production component for this live panel, and then he's also speaking in the panel as one of the panelists. If you've done any type of video work, you know it's very hard to segment your brain like that, but he's someone who can do it. And he's gone through a lot of testing to get this gear figured out, even though there's always wrenches thrown in during live. That's him right there. And we talked to the audio guy, we have signal, we have all our cameras on track, lots of different telephoto lenses, and an audience of 800 high school students. This is actually a pretty cool event. They are learning about financial best practices that you're never taught in school. So they have a bunch of entrepreneurs on stage who are giving their lessons of what worked for them and things that they wish they had done differently, credit versus debit, investing. So it was very cool to listen to. And if you're doing live, you have to stay tuned in. There's really no reason where you would want to get on your phone to pass the time, because you have to stay engaged the entire time. So here's a little montage when they introduced him.
Welcome to the stage, John.
So although they did do a lot of testing with their gear, I wasn't privy to it, so I kind of got thrown in, but I was trusted that I could be able to adapt, since we've had to do these types of quick adaptations so many times before. And happy to say that it is going well. No problems. Once we got the ball rolling, it was very easy to keep it moving. The crew was amazing. First time really meeting them. And then all of the shots are locked off on tripods and beautiful telephoto G Master lenses. So we used autofocus to get critical focus, and then would switch it off to manual after that. And then just kind of babysitting the cameras, maybe a little push in here or a zoom out here. And it went really, really well. I think actually lens-wise, I think we were running 3 different 200 to 600 G Masters, and then an additional 100 to 400. So if you're familiar with Sony lenses, that's a lot. And as I'm gonna be joining the Sony lens lineup soon, I'm getting rid of all of my Canon lenses. I'll be getting the 24 to 70 G Master. So looking forward to that and all the native functionality. Okay, back to this job. Well, when no one's moving and no cameras are moving, the live switch becomes very easy. And we actually had, you can see that blue screen was actually the screen from the digital interface. They were doing some type of mobile games with the apps to keep the kids engaged, which was very smart because this was a long event. And then as fast as we set up, it was even faster to get out of there. And we load everything up into his big red truck. Barely even used my gear. So now it's time for a crew lunch. Cheers, Dalton. I edit these vlogs on my phone in iMovie, so I might as well use the transitions. And if you know Dalton, he likes community, he likes to be around his crew, so very fitting that we go out to eat afterwards. If you want to see more of his work, it's very fun, adventurous types of projects. I'm linking it in the comments. Feel free to check out his Instagram and say what's up. I just love not editing. I'm so bad at procrastinating with editing. I actually had a job recently where I went past my delivery deadline in a pretty bad way, which is not common. I try to have, best business practices, but just editing with me is a procrastination type of a deal. And they ended up asking for a discount. They were completely in the right. I gave it to them. And the lesson I'm taking from it is I'm just going to take less editing jobs simultaneously. 1 or 2, that's fine, especially if it's small scale like the MMA reels, but I'm not juggling 5 to 6 editing jobs like I was. It's just not a good pattern. We are back at the MSNBC Golf Channel studio. This is the lav that our talent will be wearing. And this is what they see. Bunch of stuff. That's their reference monitor. Reference monitor right there. Camera. You can still see that the lens is barely poking out underneath that oddly placed teleprompter hood. Not a fan of it. Didn't bring any gear in, don't have to bring any gear out. This is just a one-off job, but I'll do that every week. That was so easy. Sold the 85 for 215 bucks. This one is going to New York. We are getting rid of all of my EF lenses, moving strictly to Sony and switching out primes for zooms. I know a lot of people prefer primes for the optical clarity and sharpness, but the usability of zooms makes me work faster, work more efficiently, grab more shots, think less. So that means I'll be grabbing the Sony 24-70 G Master f2.8 Mark II. And the reason I love that is, one, the autofocus is way faster and snappier since it's native, but two, the G Master is a pound lighter than the Sigma 24-70 EF version that I have. I'm adapting it with the MC11. So that switch up will make a massive difference in my workflow. A pound is a lot when you're carrying your camera. Had a buddy contact me through Instagram. This one is sold. It went for $475. That's a really good deal for a really good 18-35. He's actually going to use it for a Fuji. This is currently on eBay, and I should be getting a fair amount for it, hopefully around $700-800 bucks for it. And then the last lens is the 30 mil. I almost am debating keeping this as, I don't know, maybe a gimbal lens or something like that, because it's just so small. And I'll probably just keep the Sigma adapter for any EF lenses in case I go into productions where they have EF glass, for random things like this, and then also the telephoto, and then we will be finally converting out of Canon land. Beautiful day at the lake. Just got my groceries from Publix, and I love living downtown. There's a lot of people who are wondering where they should move, and of course if there's more work in a hub, it might be smart to go to the hub, but at the very least you can market yourself in that hub. If you're using services like Production Hub, then you can just say you live there or you work out of there, and then it's up to you if you want to do a travel fee to get there or not, because then they might know that you don't work here. But then you can just add that in, and now you're marketing yourself for that higher traffic area. The FX6 recently got an update for cache recording, which means you can hit record and it will record actually 10 seconds before. So I know the FS700 had this feature for slow motion, which is really helpful if you're filming something like fishing, where you can't just roll the whole day on slow motion. The action would happen, they'd catch a fish, and then you'd hit record and it would record the previous 10 seconds or so in super slow motion. So I was wondering, can I do that with here? So I have actually a Super 35 fisheye on right now. That's why I'm in Super 35 mode. And if I go like this, and then I hit record, it's rolling, and then I hit stop. I haven't done this test yet, so we'll see if this even works. And I hit play. Look at that. It has my hand in there before I hit record. So, wow. Now that I know that this works, this can really come in handy for different types of jobs. And you can even set the distance. Do you want it to record 3 seconds before, 5 seconds, 10 seconds? So in slow motion, 10 seconds is quite a long time. Wow, that works good. Good to know. Well, we finally got the lens. Very happy about it, but I'm not happy about all this tax. I tried to apply for the Paybu credit card, and the form submission wasn't working, so unfortunately I had to pay for the tax. So basically $2,500 out the door for a new lens. My question for you guys is, do you live in a big hub of a city? Do you live in a small city? Do you commute to where the jobs are? That's what I want to know.